veral gister en gisterand het miskien 'n invloed daarop gehad, veral baie van die mense van die platteland het dalk besluit om nie te kom nie. Nou kom ons kyk net weer na die twee spanne. Met die Noord-Transvaalers dan, soos ons gesê het net nou, 'n baie goeie agterlyn, 'n baie goed gebalanseerde span hierdie van Noord-Transvaal. Uli Schmidt wat vir hom eenvoudig vanjaar groot naam gemaak het, soos ook die afgelope paar seisoene, 124 wedstryde. Ons het vir Adolf Malan wat verlede Woensdag skitterende lynstaanwerk gedoen het. Piet Pretorius rigter en Fourie wat uitstekende losvoorspelers is en ook in die lyn staan 'n Pretorius en rigter wat hulle deeglik laat geld het. Staat se spandokter en reserves, ook fisioterapeut, die sien vir Laurens Prinsloo daar, maar dan vir Helgaard Miller vervang op die reservebank die Vrystaatse span met Henty Martens, net 19 jaar oud, Jannie de Beer, 20 jaar oud, 'n jong skakelpaar. Daar gaan baie druk vanmiddag op hulle wees en hulle sal vanmiddag hulle ondersteuners met goeie spel moet gelukkig hou voor Johan Stuyger, Andrei Bester, Piet Bester, wat verjaar in die voorry veral baie groot indruk gemaak het. In die tweede ronde van die Curriebeeker kompetisie teen Natal, teen Noord-Transvaal veral baie goed geskram het, ook teen Transvaal. Verlede Saterdag stywe teenstand van die WP gekry het. Dion van Sail en Andrei Kloete op slot, veral Kloete wat dikwels rond beweeg in die lynstane. En dan die drie losvoorspelers, Cheese van Tonner wat eenvoudig skitterende rugby speel op die oomblik. Die jong Ruben Kreur wat met elke wedstryd verbeter en Foto Human vanmiddag in sy 32ste wedstryd as kaptein van die Vrystaat. Nou Nick, daar's baie gesê en gepraat oor die reën van die afgelope week en van gisterand miskien, en die voorwedstryde is dan ook geskuif na ander velde toe. Hoe is jou, of wat is jou indrukke, gaan die invloed van hierdie veld op die spel vanmiddag wees?
Christo, ek dink nie die veld gaan 'n vreeslike invloed op die spel hê nie. Die gras is groen. Daar is 'n paar kolle wat moontlik nat sal wees, wat moontlike probleme kan veroorsaak waar as daar skrims op van plaasvind. Moontlik gaan die rol van die bal, daar gaan nie so ver ekstra 5 of 6 tree rol soos wat ons gewoond is hier in die Vrystaat stadion nie, maar ek dink werklik nie die veld gaan enigstens 'n invloed hê op die spel vanmiddag.
Eugene van Wyk, die afrigter van Noord-Transvaal, jy sien die ernstige uitdrukking op sy gesig. Belangrike wedstryd, Noord-Transvaal wat so as dit ware by die agterdeur ingeglip het in vanjaar se Curriebeeker kompetisie en beslis nie hierdie kans maklik deur die vingers sal laat glip nie. Maar daar is ook die harde, of daar was die harde wedstryd Woensdag. Dink jy dit kan vanmiddag 'n effek hê? Nick, ons het gehoor dat hulle spesiale dieete gevolg het, ook baie vog ingeneem het. Kan dit 'n invloed op die Noord-Transvaalers, kom ons sê maar in die laaste 20 minute hê?
Christo, dit kan moontlik 'n invloed hê. Dit sal baie interessant wees om te sien of Noord-Transvaal dieselfde spelpyl gaan handhaaf as Woensdag. Hulle het baie goed gespeel, so ook die WP-span. Noord-Transvaal het baie goeie besit gekry deur hulle voorspelers en hulle het die besit agterlangs baie oordeelkundig gebruik. Naas met sy skoppe en ook Gerben Grobbelaar uit gebroke spel uit was baie effektief geweest. Dit sal interessant wees vanmiddag te sien hoe die twee pakke voorspelers teen mekaar gaan opweeg. Vrystaat so ver in sy opmars na die Curriebeeker tot met hierdie uitspeelstryd het baie goed gedoen aan die voorspelers en sy sukses het juis gekom van die skitterende spel van sy voorspelers wat goeie besit aan sy agterspelers sorg het.
As Naasbota dan die Noord-Transvaal span op die veld lei, Johan Nel, Uli Schmidt en Noord-Transvaal wat miskien die een span in Suid-Afrikaanse rugby is wat 'n baie goeie rekord in die Vrystaat stadion het. Die afgelope 10 jaar is hier 12 Curriebeeker wedstryde in Bloemfontein tussen hierdie twee spanne beslis met Naasbota wat die veld so 'n bietjie deurkyk. Van daardie 12 wedstryde het Noord-Transvaal 8 gewen, Vrystaat 3, een was gelykop as Foto Human die Vrystaat span op die veld lei. Sien ook die ernstige uitdrukkings op hulle gesigte. Isak Beneke, groot driedrukker en André Joubert. En dit is vanmiddag die 46ste Curriebeeker wedstryd tussen hierdie twee spanne, Vrystaat en Noord-Transvaal. En Noord-Transvaal wat met 'n uitstekende rekord spog, hulle het 35 keer gewen. Net 8 keer was Vrystaat aan die wenkant en 2 van die Curriebeeker wedstryde het gelykop geëindig. Maar vanmiddag is dit dan 'n nuwe dag, nuwe wedstryd. Hier is nie soveel mense soos wat verwag is nie, maar steeds baie goed om die stadion hier seker met so 'n stuk of 20-25.000 mense te sien. En alles is feitelik gereed vir hierdie 80 minute se drama om te begin en om te bepaal teen 5 uur vanmiddag wie aanstaande Saterdag teen Noord-Trans of ten minste teen Transvaal in die finaal van 1991 sal speel. Naasbota wat begin. Dennis van Sail het vasgemaak. Net buitekant Vrystaat se kwartgebied. Foto Human, kortspel. weer oor die voordeellyn kom.
It's scrum. Please say ball. Moving forward. Okay, we can move here.
Eerste skram van die wedstryd,
We're
Noord-Transvaal
going to run
wat
out of field there.
hulle voorspelers wat 43 kg zwaarder is as die van die Vrystaat. Hier in die diskant, Johan Stuyger teen François Du Plessis.
Guys, sien die veld is redelijk nat, waar die skrip op die oomlik is, die skeieregter wil juist na binne toe geroep.
Hier aan die diskant, Martens, Jannie de Beer, baie goed laag, raak gevat. Jacques Olivier moet ver terugval. Herbrand Grodder is 'n kerel wat baie lang lynskoppe het. Die binnekant sy kwartgebied vind ook nie die kantlyn nie. Henty Martens, Andre Joubert middelveld langs Vrystaat wat altyd geneig is om te hardloop met die bal in 'n leë kolletjie. Janie Klaasens het teruggeval, naas Botha in posisie. Henty Martens. Van veld in. Ja, die mannen voel mekaar naas Botha, baie tyd op sy beskikking. Na Gerbrand Grobler, binnekant sy kwartgebied, kan 'n lange wees wat die Vrystaat baie ver van terugjaag. Betaal die prys vir daar die skop wat nie uit was nie.
Baie goeie skop deur Gerbrand Grobler. Dit na haar heen-en-weer skoppery op die veld was. Die bal, soos ons gesien het, wat Andre Joubert geskop het, die nodige rol was nie daar gewees nie. Die veld is zwaar, dit gaan moontlike invloed op die rolskoppe hê, maar Gerbrand onmiddellik Noord-Transvaal op die aanval geplaas met daardie goeie lynskop.
One open. Keep it there. Keep it wide.
1-0, jong polisieman. Baie van hom verwag. Agter is dit Kote Fourie en Ruben Kreur. Skutte het oorgestuur. Ruben besit betrap. Adrian Richter, Stuyger vat hom verder. Noord-Transvaal beweeg vorentoe. Roux word afgesny van sy agterlyn af. Dis 'n hoë toets vir Andre Joubert. Joubert wat 'n bietjie die pad uitgestamp word. Brendan Venter, die kom hy na die diskant toe uit vir Evan Skeepers. Dis nog steeds Brendan Venter na Skeepers. Die onwisswysing van hom neertrek. Venter is weer by. Hy staan wat begin hardloop die binnekant in die kwartgebied uitgehaal. Martens in die hande van Andre Joubert. Wat gaan hy maak? Soek 'n gaping. Kom daar deur in die hande van Pieter Miller. Na die oorkant toe na Isak Beneke. Hy kom nie by Gerbrand Grobler verby nie. Kote Heeman in 'n vleuelposisie. Naas Botha is daar en is Kote Heeman en naas Botha aan die doellyn. En wie gaan dit in die hande kry? Isak Beneke na Andre Wester. Hy word weggedra van die doellyn af en hy gaan oor en die 3 word toegeken.
Skitterende 3 deur die Vrystaat van. Met ondernemende spel van binne hulle kwartgebied.
Saam met hom is Piet Wester wat vandag sy 30ste verjaardag vier. Andre Wester, die man met die 3 gedruk het.
Hierdie 3 soos pas gesê het, begin basies binnekant die Vrystaat se kwartgebied, waar Brendan Venter 'n losbal waar Vrystaat kwaai onder druk was, opgepik het, die gaping aan die buitekant gevind het. Ja, sien u weer hoe dit begin het. Dit is die laaste deel van die spel. Andre Joubert pragtig deur 'n gaping na Pieter Miller toe, trek sy man, nie 'n baie goeie aangee nie, maar word baie goed daar gevat deur Isak Beneke en Kote Heeman aan die buitekant ondersteun. En die net kyk die ondersteuning nou na die bal toe. Weer Beneke wat bykom. Goed ondersteun deur Andre Wester en hy's oor die lyn en hy druk sy 3.
Nou ja, Vrystaat wat met mening begin, gaan hardloop hier in hulle eie kwartgebied en is Jannie de Beer wat hierdie 3 gaan probeer verdoel. Dis baie na aan die kantlyn. De Beer, reputasie as 'n uitstekende stelskopper. En as hy van die kantlyn af 2 punte kan byvoeg, gaan hy groot toejuiging kry. Net nie daar nie.
Goeie poging van Jannie de Beer wat net aan die linkerkant verby is. Dit is belangrike punte vir die Vrystaat op hierdie stadium. Die wedstryd is maar skaars 3 minute aan die gang. As ons terug kyk na Woensdag se wedstryd was Noord-Transvaal binnekort rukkie 9 punte voor. Dit is belangrik in so 'n groot wedstryd om voor te loop so vinnig in die wedstryd.
Ja, so het gekom. Andre Joubert wat daar deur die gaping kom vir Pieter Miller wegstuur. Goed verdedig deur Dion Oosthuizen. Beneke met Kote Heeman wat uitstekend opgevolg het. En toe hy daar deur naas Botha gestuit word, is dit dan Andre Wester wat bykom. 3 Noord-Transvaalers wat dan probeer keer daar in beste van oor en jy sien dat hy die bal pragtig neersit net voordat hy oor die kantlyn gaan. Vrystaat terug by die spel, Janie de Beer wat dit kry. Rolskop na die oorkant toe. Gerbrand Globber is buitekant sy kwartgebied, hy kan nie uitskop nie. Janie de Beer, Andre Joubert, hy gaan hulle probeer terugjaag met 'n lange van binnekant sy kwartgebied.
'n Reuseskop deur Andre Joubert, maar die Vrystaat onmiddellik weer in die aanval plaas. Christou, die Vrystaat, se beheer van die spel voor was baie goed met daai afskop gewees. Die konsolidasiespel was baie goed en hulle het 'n baie skoon bal teruggekry.
Come guys, you're offside already. Come on,
5 minute speeltyd hierdie eerste helfte verstreke. Vrystaat dan die 4 punte voorsprong het. Adolf Milan opgetel in die lyn staan, senior 1 Rogers, strafskop aan die Vrystaat. Lyk beeld naas Botha wat vir sy manne beduie. Karels bly net kalm. Al twee handpalms was in die lug. En hier is geleentheid vir Janie de Beer om punte aan te teken. Nou hierdie een is veel makliker. Kom ons kyk net, daar is hy. Ja, jy sien dat Piet Pretorius nommer 6 wat vir Milan daar in die trui beet het en hom ophelp nog voordat die bal in sy hande is. Goeie beslissing deur meneer Rogers. Janie de Beer, hy kom daar van Oudendals Rus af, Hoërskool Wessel Marie. Veld in 'n pragtige toestand. Na die reën natuurlik. Baie mooi groen. Hy kan sy debuut vir die Vrystaat teen Noord-Transvaal op Loftus Versveld groot in die jaar 2-3 gedruk. Konsentreer. Dis 'n belangrike skop vir hom en vir die Vrystaat. Wat maak hy met hom? Ja, geen fout nie.
Syderskop weer. Ja, de Beer, baie belangrik. Op hierdie stadium van die spel is dat Vrystaat met 7 punte teenoor 0 voorloop. Lê die horlosie presies wat die tyd afgeteken het in 7 minute.
Dit sal vir sy selfvertroue baie beteken. Daar sit die Noord-Transvaal se reserves, Leo van Wyk, Eugene van Wyk. Maar dit is baie vroeg in hierdie wedstryd. En Noord-Transvaal is 'n gedissiplineerde span wat nooit paniekerig raak nie. Andrei Kloete, pragtig raak gevat, kry die ondersteuning van Piet Bester. Goeie dryfspel deur die Vrystaat, kan hom beskikbaar stel. Martens, Andre Joubert. Ja, weer vir Jacques Olivier terug, maar die grensregter daar aan die oorkant het sy vlag uitgesteek. Nou ja, ons het baie daarvan gesien die afgelope seisoen. En daar is mense wat nie baie daarvan hou nie.
Number 4 and number 4 from the side.
Maar
number 4.
die skeieregters kan nie alles op 'n rugbyveld sien nie. Hulle moet die grensregters hulp gebruik. Dit lyk vir my op Adolf Milan.
Hold it, sorry.
He didn't punch, he was punched by number 4 Easton.
You're in the cooler, sorry, apologize. Into the cooler, punching. By the plasterpunt.
Jy hoor die skeieregter daar sê dat Dennis van Sail geslaan het en die rede word hy na die teruggestuur om agter die pale te gaan afkoel.
Grensregter daar aan die oorkant meneer Kobus Moelman van Transvaal. En geleentheid vir Naas Botha om die agterstand na 8 minute se spel te laat krimp. Gebruik baie tyd, konsentreer, wil nie graag 'n fout maak nie. Nie daar nie. Geleentheid vir die Noord-Transvaalers om hulle rekening te open, dan daarmee heen, so dit gebeur. En dan is dit Adolf Milan en Dennis van Sail, Andrei Beste probeer uit mekaar uitmaak. Daar is baie ver ingeskop deur die Vrystaaters tot binnekant Noord-Transvaal se doelgebied. Trouwens, dis oor die kantlyn binne die doelgebied en daar's 'n inskop van die kwartlyn.
So ek dink dit sal die patroon van die wedstryd wees om te probeer in die opponente se halfgebied te kom en van daar te speel, hoewel die Vrystaat voor die vorige 3 wat gedruk is reeds in hulle eie kwartgebied begin hardloop en hulle was onder druk gewees toe.
Kevin Skeppers hier voor F.A. Meyring daar by Naas Botha. Lyk na routine, maar dis belangrik hierdie inskoppe, hy hang hoog. Weer Andrei Kloete wat pragtig raak vat, Pote iemand ondersteun, Piet Pretorius werk hard. Die man vir die Vrystaat goeie werk gedoen. Martens, Janie de Beer, Brendan Venter, Pieter Miller, hier is 'n groot gaping uit vir Andre Joubert aan sy buitekant. En is Andre Joubert nog steeds en is Joubert word neergetrek by na die doellyn. Vrystaat wil hom hê, gaan hulle daar oor meneer Rogers ken nie drie toe. Lyk na Brendan Venter.
Skitterende agterspel deur die Vrystaaters. Het nie baie spasie gehad om te beweeg nie. En het nie teenstaande die kontaklyn gebreek, oor die voordeellyn gekom. En goeie ondersteunende spel nadat Andre Joubert op die lyn neergetrek is. Goeie ondersteunende spel wat daardie 3 verseker het.
Ja, die Vrystaat met 'n blitskrieg hier besig. Hulle het 11 punte. So dit begin.
Er word eers na die steelkant gespeel. Vrystaat bewees dat dit vastelos 'n baie goeie bal en kom hier langs die agterlyn af. En Brendan Venter, Pieter Miller deur die gaping. Jy kan sien Andre Joubert aan die buitekant wat die AG pragtig raakvat. Hy word sentimeters van die doellyn neergetrek. Ondersteunende spel is daar. En die 3 word gedruk.
Brendan Venter wat dan baie mooi opgevolg het en daaroor geval het. Joubert byna te lank aan die bal vasgehou en ook krediet aan die jong Jacques Olivier wat van die oorkant af skitterend kom verdedig het en dit was hy wat vir Andre Joubert neergetrek het. Janie de Beer, dis 5 tree van die diskantste kantlyn af, paviljoenkant, dis weer een skuins. Tref hom baie goed. Dani links verby.
Die skop is links verby. Dis 2 punte wat die Vrystaat daar gebeur. Aan die einde van die wedstryd kan skoppe tog 'n belangrike, die punteverskil tog baie belangrik bepaal word deur skoppe en elke skop is belangrik.
Verrassingskoppie deur naas Botha. Janie Klaasens. Of tenminste Eva Meyring. Plaas die Vrystaat onder druk. Vrystaat wat afneem. Janie de Beer wat verloor. Martens kry dit. Andre Joubert met die regtervoet na die oorkant toe en 'n leë gaping. Jacques Olivier val terug, maar die Vrystaat bring groot verligting.
Vrystaat was baie onder druk gewees daar. Ntvl kon net nie die bal bemeester na daardie duikslag nie. En die Vrystaat het die bal bemeester en Andre Joubert het met 'n groot verligtingskop voor die dag gekom.
Kom hoor.
Adolf Milan met die sweetband. Johan Nel wat hard werk vir Noord-Transvaal. François Du Plessis, op sy verjaardag vandag. Willie Schmidt, groot iemand vat hom vas.
Import from the hands. Scrum.
Interessant dat ons die 2 vaskoppe vandag hier, François Du Plessis en Piet Wester, al 2 wat verjaar. Wester 30, François Du Plessis 28. Goeie skram daar deur die Noord-Transvaalers, maar die bal natuurlik nog nie in nie. Ek weet nie wie die grootste verjaardag persent vandag gaan kry nie, Piet Wester of François Du Plessis. Martens. Dis verstand tussen hom en Janie de Beer. Pieter Miller met 'n baie hoë. Direk uit. Dennis van Sail natuurlik, terwyl Pieter Miller op skerm is, nog steeds in die koelkas. Skare wat begin skreeu vir meneer Rogers om te vra wanneer is die 5 minute verby. Hy staan sonder 'n belangrike lynstaan springer in hierdie lynstaan.
Clearance 2. Bumping the man going for the ball.
Jy hoor die skeieregter baie duidelik daar gestamp by die man wat gespring het vir die bal van Noord-Transvaal.
As Botha wat nie pale toe skop nie, verkies om binne die kwartgebied van Vrystaat te kom en Dennis van Sail wat teruggeroep word.
Botha.
Interessante besluit van Naas Nick om nie pale toe te skop daar nie.
Ja, maar dit was toch binne sy bereik. Hier is ook nie 'n wind wat enigstens teen hom waai wat hom sou verhinder het nie.
Selfs Gerbrand Grobler kon dalk geskop het, maar hy voel dalk dat die agterstand van 11 punte in die stadium bietjie groot is, dat hulle liewer dalk sal probeer om 'n 3 te wil druk. Andre Kloete.
Support. Grabbing before he catches the ball.
Ja, meneer Rogers wat baie beslis is. En hoegenaamd nie gaan toelaat dat die spelers in die lyn staan na onnodige hulp en ondersteuning kry nie. Van Kloete. Dennis van Sail wat vir hom hierdie keer ondersteun. Goeie skoot van die grondkamera. Daar's Botha. Ja, hierdie keer is die bal baie suiwer tussen die pale deur. En Noord-Transvaal is op die tellbord.
Belangrik vir Noord-Transvaal hierdie skop om 3 punte op die tellbord te kry en die agterstand op so wyse te laat krimp.
Moet sê 15 opwindende minute hierdie met veral 'n paar opwindende agterlynbewegings deur die Vrystaat. Nou dis hulle sterkpunt, hulle moet dit waarskynlik benut. Hulle het 'n jong, gewillige agterlyn. Noord-Transvaal aan die ander kant self baie goeie agterlyn. Klaasens en Meyering, goeie centers, vinnige vleuels. Gerbrand Grobler. Ja, van daai reuse skoppe.
Baie goed, goeie skop deur Gerbrand Grobler, as mens in aanmerking neem dat hy baie naby aan die kantlyn was. En desniettegenstaande goeie afstand gekry het.
Dennis van Sail, oud Griekwa slot. Adolf Milan. Henty Martens onder geweldige druk. Moeilike bal vir De Beer wat hy nie kan raakvat nie. Die Rogers wat wag vir voordeel. Dion Oosthuizen, Jacques Olivier. Hy om bene te kom as hy binnekant is Janie Klaasens. Terug na Dion Oosthuizen. Byna onderskep deur Andrei Kloete naas Botha daar in die pad. Hy's regter wag nog steeds vir voordeel. Gerbrand Grobler wat begin hardloop. Sy voete word omgedop en dan blaas die fluitjie as daar nie voordeel is nie.
No advantage. No advantage.
So 'n bietjie besluiteloosheid deur die Noord-Transvaalers daar. Roo, Botha.
Goeie skram deur Noord-Transvaal, goeie besit gekry en naas Botha het die geleentheid gebruik. Die oop goal was daar gewees teen die kantlyn en met 'n rolskop heel wat veld gewen vir Noord-Transvaal.
Ek dink mens moet verwag liek dat dit ook die patroon sal wees dat Botha op die oomblik beslis niks sal waag in sy eie halfgebied nie. Liewer op die aanval sal wil kom. Sies van Tonner, Henty Martens, en is Adrian Richter wat onderskep in Botha-Fourie en is Botha-Fourie in die doellyn. Vrystaatse verdediging hou, Noord-Transvaal soek die losbal. Hy is aangeslaan.
Dit is 'n groot fout deur die Vrystaaters so ver agter die voordeellyn. Noord-Transvaal het dit baie goed uitgebuit en 'n skram afgedwing aanvallend.
Goeie skram deur die Vrystaat.
Going round the wheel, let's come again. Same ball, here's the mark back.
Dit was 'n lelike misverstand ook tussen Henty Martens en Janie De Beer. Dit is 'n goeie skram deur Vrystaat.
Possession.
Ja, Vrystaat het met hierdie afgelope 2 skrams 6-7 tree wegbeweeg het van hulle doellyn af.
Dit lyk hier op die vaskopkant met Franso Du Plessis wat grond toe gaan. Hy bind ook nie en die skram kan nie stabiliseer.
Keep it steady. Guys, come on. The scrum to get the ball out. Yeah. Keep it steady, keep it steady.
Ja, daar is 21 minute verstreek in hierdie helfte. Vrystaat 11, Noord-Transvaal 3.
Let's keep it up.
So can Northern Transvaal now hold this scrum steady as Roo gets it back? And penalty there to the Free State, I think, for collapsing the scrum. Yes, there the referee indicating that to do with the Francois Du Plessis went down in that scrum. It's not an easy situation when it is so muddy underfoot. And it seems like the difficult area, most of the play has taken place on that side of the field. And it seems to be the difficult part in the field where this 30 millimeters of rain is certainly having its effect. And as Mickey Gerber said in an interview earlier, it looks like it is the smaller frame of Pete Bester, tight head prop, also suiting him. You see the Free State percentage in the line-out, not as high as they would like to. Adolf Malone getting up. But, couldn't make the catch, not in straight at the line-out.
Wait. Hey.
So there we saw that the referee was very quickly onto that bit of unfair play by the Northern Transvaalers. And so it's going to be another chance for Jannie de Beer to kick a goal. Willie Schmidt was the man who was penalised. But I must say, what a great game Willie Schmidt had on Wednesday.
Your front row, though, people, the same applies, eh?
What is really nice about Willie Schmidt is that he really enjoys his rugby. Two of the most promising young rugby players in South Africa. His 2 conversion attempts have not been easy ones, both from the touchline. Free State would dearly love to have these 3 points. He'd actually had the distance, although he didn't strike that well at all. And of course now in Puerto Himan's thoughts must be the thoughts of saying, could I use Andre Joubert to better effect? Andre Joubert, who kicked so well in the first half against Western Province, when he kicked 5 out of 6 kicks over, and then had that little bit of a slip in concentration, and of course there was enormous pressure. Good tackle there by Adrian Richter.
Prevented the advantage.
Free Staters were offside as he lost the ball forward. See Hans Steger just apologising for that misdemeanour. There you see the touch judge with his flag just inside the Free State 22-metre area.
Well, as you said, Jannie de Beer has had some difficult kicks, Hugh Bladen, and interesting that the Free Staters have obviously gone into this match with him as their first choice kicker and said, right, you kicking for goal, you get on with it, because the first couple of kicks were from the right-hand side of the field, where traditionally perhaps Andre Joubert would normally have taken them.
Dennis van Zyl going very high, so the Free State have got the possession, help from Cheese van Tonda. And that's a huge kick by Jannie de Beer. Wowee, that's bounced actually on the level with the Northern Transvaal 22-metre area. So that ball travelling almost 60 metres. Of course, it crossed the touchline just about 9 metres inside the Northern Transvaal half. But certainly can give the ball an incredibly huge kick. Pretty human with a beard.
You can only drop out a number to agree, not more. Dropped out too many.
Too many men in the line out there for Free State.
And you dropped one out.
But what happened there was Free State actually formed up because they're putting at the line out. It was Northern's putting at the line out and then they dropped back. Schmidt just getting a little help there from Billy Hills, or maybe we were saying that, you know, there are a couple of Northern Transvaal forwards who are into their 30s, and to recover within 2 days is no easy task. Andre Kluter, Martins, de Beer. See the pressure there always coming from Adrian Richter. And Jannie de Beer's touch kick is very good. It just bounced at the feet of Jacques Olivier, but he was already in touch.
Well, he's a very composed youngster, Jannie de Beer, and under a lot of pressure there in the last couple of minutes and getting his kick in beautifully down that right-hand touchline. He really is a very composed player.
Well, for those of you who have tuned in late, there we have it, 11 points to 3, 2 tries to the Free State. Now will Jannie de Beer run at them? Yes, this is a beautiful gap as the Pete Pretorius comes across with a cover tackle. Lovely play by Free State as Henty Martins just took his eyes off it. Went straight down, I think the referee rules. Cheese Fantona working it out. Henty Martins finding the referee. The referee quite right. If the ball touches him, he must immediately award the scrum and give it to the side that was in possession. Willie Schmidt is recalled from the cooler.
Well, there was a lovely little run there by De Beer, and that's really been part of the Free State game plan, and that is to play other side the Northern Transvaal advantage line, and quick little body swerve from him inside, stayed on his feet, gave it to the advancing forwards, and kept possession beautifully until, unfortunately, the ball was passed against the referee and Rogers.
Well, we'll have to watch Willie Schmidt carefully, as it looks like he may have just a bit of a hamstring problem. As Puerto Heeman, lovely little flip. I must say Puerto Heeman's ball skills have really come on since he's played for the Free State. Northern's doing well to get that ball as Heeman himself came charging through there. Nice kick there by Jan Roux. Joubert. No advantage to Northern Transvaal, and the referee, the judging offside by Free State.
That's an interesting decision that you Bladen, because one would have thought that would have been enough advantage. They were right virtually on the Free State 22, and a sort of position where Naas Botha very often would be in a position to kick a drop goal. But interestingly enough, virtually in that same area, we have that muddy patch on the field, and we saw a bit earlier when Naas attempted a penalty at goal, he slipped and just pulled it across the front of the face of the poles. Cheese van Tonder there, we heard prior to the start of this match that he was having a bit of a problem with his tummy, and well, one wonders if that's his particular problem now as he comes off the field. He is walking off the field, and that in fact is Makwas van der Walt coming on by the looks of things, you Bladen.
Yes, it is, Gavin, and it's a great blow. Cheese van Tonder was our player of the match last week against Western Province, and a great blow for Free State as the former Help McCard schoolboy leaves the field, and as Gavin said, replaced by Makwas van der Walt. And Makwas van der Walt, of course, is regularly a lock forward, so it'll be interesting to see if he takes up the position of lock, as Andre Kluter has played flank forward Free State before. You see the indication from the referee lifting at the line out. So another chance for Naas Botha to drag in some of the 8-point deficit that Northern Transvaal have. It's ironical that Naas has had all 3 kicks from that bit of a muddy patch, and you can see that there is a little bit of a breeze. Cheese van Tonder, who looks like he's got a bit of a problem with his ankle, getting assistance there from Hansi Clement. Just standing there, no, the ball just shaving the uprights again. I must say he's going extremely close with those attempts, but by his high standards, he certainly won't be too happy with it. You can see how mad he is with himself. Of course, he is used to kicking in the mud, having had that experience in Rovigo.
On top of that, very often some of his better matches in South Africa have been on wet conditions, and we can remember quite a few matches at Newlands where he's played extremely well.
And of course we remember that wonderful try that Pierre Spies scored on this very ground, and it was very muddy that day. Northern Transvaal forwards now start again in the ascendancy in the loose. Naas with the drop kick, he steadied himself perfectly, had all the time in the world. Ball game sailing over the dead ball line, but Naas looking somewhat bemused there. It was almost as if he was saying, "Come on, Mr. Ref, surely that was close enough." Cheese van Tonder is down on the side of the field, and David van der Sant is with him, so let's hear what he has to say.
Dankie, Cheese. Eerstens, wat is fout?
Dis 'n ou koudbesering wat ek weer nou getrek het toe ek daar wou dryf aan die ander kant.
Op hierdie stadium die toestande bemoeilik dit die spel?
Nee, miskien net die scrums waar die voorrye beglei is. Verder is daar nie. Die veld is nie baie nat wat soos wat ons gedink het hy gaan wees nie.
En op hierdie stadium Vrystaat 11-3 voor, dit gaan veral goed onder die voorspelers.
Ek dink dit gaan besonder goed. Ek dink hulle het verwag dat ons so goed gaan voor sal gaan nie.
Cheese, baie dankie. Back to you, Blade, and Gavin Cowley.
Well, very unfortunate for Cheese van Tonder and Free State, but they have a able replacement in Makwas van der Walt. As we see Gabran Grobler now. He hasn't found his touch. Bienica, can he make the run in as he's surrounded by Northern Transvaal jerseys? Already a rather desperate pass there by Isak Bienica. Jacques Olivier for Northerns as Pieter Heeman tries to work it back. Uli Schmidt up in the back line. This is F.A. Meyron. He went off the field injured. Nice to see him back and healthy. So he looks for support. He gets it in the form of Johan Nel. Good second phase ball. Northern Free State is offside. Under Kluter blatantly going across the players and stopping Roo from getting the ball out to the Northern Transvaal back line. So this far easier attempt for Naas Botha, but in fact Naas is not going to take it. He's calling up Gerbrand Grobler.
Well, of course, Grobler is on the side of the field that he would choose. There we see the Johan Roo trying to pick the ball up, and Andre Kluti coming across the face of that ruck, just stopping him from getting the ball out. Good decision there by Ian Rogers, right on the spot, and opportunity for Grobler.
Well, we're happy to report that Ian Rogers' wife Helen had a little bouncing baby boy, Scott, on Wednesday. So he's had to leave mother and child at home. I don't know what these girls don't give up for football. But meanwhile, Gerbrand Grobler, can he make it 3 points for Northerns? Yes, the kick is good.
Free State early on in the match, of course, who started with a tremendous bang with those 2 tries there by Andre Bester and Brendan Fenter, but Northern Transvaal slowly clawing their way back into the game, cleverly keeping the ball down in the Free State half of the field and trying to just prey upon the errors of the Free State team. The deep kick in by De Beer.
Well, if Gerbrand Grobler leaves this now, it's a scrum back in the middle. Went right over the dead ball line, so Jannie De Beer's timing a little bit too good that time. Clever play by Gerbrand Grobler. He immediately realized that the ball had gone too far. As it bounced, he was pointing back to the center spot, so the advantage back with Northerns. The Free State front row doing very well in those scrums. Naas just looking for the space, giving Isak Bienica a bit of a run around. And he does well eventually to get his left boot to that ball. He thought about passing inside to Andre Jabeur, but the Northern Transvaalers, Jannie Claessens in particular, were up there very quickly. Scorer of 7 tries this season. 4 to Free States, and 6 of them in the Currie Cup. Correct, it's 7 tries in the Currie Cup. He's really become a try-scoring factor in these later, the second half of the season. Roo, now will Naas Botha get it going down the back line. Yes, a little switch by F.A. Meyron to Jannie Claessens. He's a difficult man to bring down, but he runs into the formidable form of Pieter Heeman. Roo feeding Botha nicely on the short side, probing for distance as Jannie De Beer gets back for Free State. Going a little bit too far. Naas was just hoping that that ball would hold up in the mud. You can see Free State, every time they get a 22, they're trying to boot Northern Transvaal back into their own half. Naas Botha making good ground. Is the grubber kick good? Yes. That was clever play there by Naas as he made a lot of ground up the field and getting his grubber to fine touch that time. Bester just getting ready for that line out. Not an easy one for Martins, and really Schmidt had gone charging through. It's quite right to do so. Well, there's a hand in there by Northern Transvaal, but Willie Schmidt was quite within his rights to go charging off there because the ball had come back from the line out, from the maul. Jabeur.
Well, there's been a lot of pressure in the last 15 minutes on Henty Martins and Jannie De Beer at half-back, and well, that's quite right from a Northern Transvaal point of view. That's where you've got to apply the pressure and stop any of those dangerous moves. Both those tries early on in the match came about through some enterprising play by the Free Staters, and they've got to, the Northern Transvaalers really will be wanting to close them off at half-back.
Nice to see young Philip Skitter being used at number 2 in the line-out, and he does very well indeed. Johan Roo again getting an untidy ball. And he's not happy with his forwards at the moment. He's just saying, hold on a second, guys, you know, that's not a great ball to give me. They had mastered it, so it was a bit untidy. 6 minutes to go in the half, and Free State leading by 11 points to 6. And the percentage for Free State creeping up. Nicely taken by Dennis van Zyl and by Henty Martins as he gets it to Peter Muller. That ball going a bit too far. Grobler. Nice little dart by him as he gets past Peter Muller. Hasn't found his touch. Puerta Himan saying that's my ball. Long one out to Yubert. He's got Brendan Venter with him. Has he judged this correctly? Yes, it's a good kick. Well, that's the man he saw at the end of the game last Saturday, and he's back in his favourite position. Who was so excited by the fact that Free State had beaten Western Province. And I can tell you, these Free State people really know their rugby. They love their rugby, and they're just dying for Free State to put it across Northern Transvaal. Makwas van der Walt, the replacement, he was standing at 2 in the line at that time. That Adolf Milan knows his laws. Uli Schmidt, under a lot of pressure from Andre Bester.
Well, that was good defensive work by the Free Staters. Northern Transvaal seemed to have the ball. It came to Uli Schmidt, but he was quickly dispatched other side the advantage line. And I think that Free State are probably not too unhappy about having to engage in line-out battles with Northern Transvaal. Now that Makwas van der Walt has come onto the field, they certainly have 3 very adequate jumpers in their line-out.
That was a good tap back now. Free State, they've got a chance to run. This is Brendan Venter, who's very good. He's had a head-high tackle. The crowd are baying for a penalty. Urban Skeppers goes in there to lend assistance.
Come down.
Good defensive work by Northern Transvaal. And the crowd booing because they felt that Brendan Venter had been tackled high. The referee was right on the spot. See, Ruben Clear has now moved to the open side flank forward position. Rue getting a lovely bullet-like pass back to Buerta.
Well, once again, a good scrum from Free State, and certainly in the lineouts and the scrums, they've held their own today. But of course, the boot of Nas Buerta is such an important factor in any match, and not just his boot, but I think the accuracy thereof. It's not often that he doesn't kick the ball to touch.
Free State now using a short line out. Dennis van Zyl, former Griquas lock, very highly rated by their coach Andre Markgraf. Lovely jump by the self-same man, De Beer. Peter Muller comes on the run to go over the advantage line. Well held by Adrian Richter. Pete Pretorius was also in there. Pete Pretorius, who suffered heavy and bad concussion the last time when he had an awful accident with Peter Muller's leg. And he was very groggy, and he was replaced by Gerard Combran.
Wait.
Gerard Combran, who is sitting on the bench today for Northerns.
And in fact, he scored a try in that particular match.
Buerta, a lot of space out there. Andre Yubert has to get a lot of ground, but is going to find touch. Well, you can see the tactics right now is with Nast, every time he gets the ball, just probing for position. Does mean, of course, that Free State have to be very careful about giving away penalties. And they'll also be careful about going offside, because they want to get up to Nas so quickly because of his awesome drop-kicking ability. This is a good ball for Johan Rue now as he tries to make the run in. He gets good support there from Adrian Richter. Free Staters will have to tackle a little bit better than that as Pete Pretorius comes in assistance. Now can they get this ball back quickly? It's a nice ball for Rue. Nas now spinning it down the line as Maiden makes some ground. Yanni Claessen's under all sorts of pressure. Urban Skeppers offside. Free State backs. The referee giving an extra 10 metres there because of the Free Staters arguing.
Just speak to him. If he's going to direct that, don't direct it at me.
Well, Gavin, that's just what we were saying, that they have to be careful about these penalties.
Well, I think certainly for both teams, Puerta Himan there has called his players back, and he's talking to them and saying to them, chaps, we can't afford to make these sort of mistakes. Between Gerbrand Grobler and Nas Buerta, they could kick their way into the Currie Cup final. So let's just limit those errors in our half of the field. But cleverly, Buerta, of course, and Grobler just keeping the ball down in Free State territory. Quite the right tactics, I would think, at this stage of the game. Grobler kicking this penalty from virtually the same spot as the previous one which he goaled.
Slight breeze is in his advantage. And that is good. The flags are up. I thought it might just curl away from the right-hand upright, but the kick was good. And the referee's whistle. In fact, you saw up on the scoreboard behind the poles there that there was just 1 minute to go on the scoreboard watch, but the referee has blown for half-time, and so Free State, who started so brilliantly, 2 tries, a try by Andre Bester early on, then that wonderful try by Brendan Fenter in between was a penalty by De Beer, made it 11 points for Free State, and the penalty apiece by Naas Botha and Gerbrand Grobler. Northern's really just probing with Naas Botha, using that probing kick. He's chasing Andre Jabeur around. The wings will have to be alive in the second half. Awake and help in Andre Jabeur in the defensive situation, but Northern Transvaal creeping back into this game. Can Free State hold them out?
Bly eerste met Rapport, die grootste Afrikaanse koerant in die land. Rapport het eerste Karen Botha se trourok vir die land gewys. Rapport was eerste met oudspeurder Jack de Gracie se dodesel-ervarings. Eerste om die nasionale party se grondwetplan te onthou. Rapport bring ook elke Sondag echt menslike dramas, verhale van moed, humor en oorwinning. En Rapport se fotograwe hou jou in die prentjie met al die groot nuus en sportgebeure. Rapport, ons hou die land aan die praat.
In die onlangse Toyota handelaarstydren het Hannes Grobler in Nissan Sentra oor die wenstreep bestuur. En Ntvl, ten spyte van 'n terugslaggie vroeg in die tydren, het tweede gekom. Eerste en tweede in die Toyota handelaarstydren. Nissan Sentra, ons 'n dryfkrag.
We'd like to prove a point about which paint outweathers the harshest conditions. The paint with mica for stretch and marble for strength. It provides double-layered protection for any house. Crown Micatex. Our strength shines through.
Waar gaan ons maar? Arme ding skoon op sy senuwees. Wat weet hy van welbesin vir beeste in ons deseerprogram vir wurmbeheer? Genade inspuiting nie net 'n vinnige sluk wat reguit wurms toe gaan.
Kom seun, sluk jou welbesin en word groot en gesond soos jou pa.
Welbesin vir beeste van SmithKline Beecham.
Earlier this afternoon on Top Sport, you saw the Johns Keeping Trophy with 150,000 run over 1,800 metres. First past the post was Queen's Gold, the outsider, chance ride for Billy Harvey. Second was the favourite that drifted from 8 to 10 to 5 to 2, Fluent Stride. Rainbow Ride, Top Sport Bloodline winner, the Derby winner from Clarewood Park came third, and Belldale Whip was fourth. Well, that's the news, and from Potch we have some news from Potchefstroom. The Bankfin Trophy Border are leading Western Transvaal by 6 points to 3, and what a humdinger at the Free State Stadium. We're going back there right now, and I'm sure you're all sitting on the edges of your seat as it's wide open at the moment, with Free State taking the honours with 2 tries so far to 0. Let's go back to our commentators at the Free State Stadium.
Ja, daar is hy, die tweede helfte wat byna gaan begin. Het Noord-Transvaal wat daar die Vrystaat wat daar die 2 punte voorsprong het. Noord-Transvaal wat in die laaste gedeelte van hierdie helfte stadig maar seker nader gekruip het. Gerbrand Grobler wat die skopwerk oorgeneem het by Naas Botha, en die Vrystaaters wat bietjie baie foute begin maak het, en Noord-Transvaal het dit uitgebuit. Janie de Beer wat hierdie tweede helfte begin. Gerbrand Grobler.
Skitterende skop weer Gerbrand Grobler. Christo, ek dink die patroon van die spel gaan die tweede helfte presies dieselfde wees. Probeer in die opponente se halfgebied kom en speel vandaan.
Ja, die Vrystaat wat teen 'n tamelike tempo begin het.
Keep the distance between. Keep the distance between one another.
Oud. Twee vinnige drieë gedruk het, maar Noord-Transvaal het sterk teruggekom. Martens, Janie de Beer. Dis bedoel vir Dion Oosthuizen aan die oorkant. En ook Olie Smit wat daar is.
Number 17, front of the man to kick the ball.
Was van der Walt wat onkant is vir Vrystaat. Vrystaat wat onnodig foute maak.
Van al die laaste 20 minute voor rustyd het Vrystaat talle foute gemaak en Noord-Transvaal kans gegee. om sterk terug te kom in hierdie wedstryd.
Onmiddellik met daardie fout. Die voordeel verloor, hulle skram baie goed. Hier is 90 grade.
Went beyond the 90, scrum, freestyle ball. Hold it, wait. Steer die bal hier naartoe.
Die beste in Johan Nelle hier in die diskant. Martens, De Beer. Ja, hy gaan terugjaag. Uitstekende skop van Jannie De Beer.
Goeie skramwerk deur die Vrystaat-span. Skoonbal bemeester het. Genoeg spasie vir Jannie De Beer, maar die bal op 'n rolskop kon uitstuur. 'n paar meter van Noord-Transvaal se doellyn af.
Ons word dit gesien, Nel met die snor. Willie Schmidt. Frank sy springers wil vind, sal waarskynlik op Adolf Malan gooi. Maak so. Malan doen 'n textbook styl. Johan Roux. Botha. Wyk vir Ruben Kreer. Kan nie daar wees nie, is 'n moeilike een hierdie, maar Beneke netjies in posisie. Hy na Andre Joubert, horde blou truie hier voor hom, na die oorkant toe. Herman Frobber is buitekant sy kwartgebied. Hy is gevaarlik as hy in die hardloop gaan. Kyk net met wat sy ruimte stuur uit die Vrystaat terug.
Voordeel baie goed uitgebuit deur Gerben Groblaar daar. Andre Joubert wat hierdie kantlyn met 'n rolskop kon bereik nie. Gerben Groblaar pragtig in posisie gewees en 'n baie effektiewe rolskop plaas in Noord-Transvaal weer op die aanval.
Dat was van der Walt in die plek van Cheese van Tonner. Martens. By 'n moeilike bal. Jannie De Beer binnekant sy kwartgebied met die linkervoet.
Goeie ondersteunende spel in die lyn staan daar deur Pote Fourie, daar dat die skrapskakel in die moeilikheid was. Henty Martens in die moeilikheid was, waar die bal by hom kom neem het en onmiddellik teruggespeel het na Jannie De Beer wat 'n goeie skop slaan.
Ja, so lyk saak in hierdie stadium. 2-3 daar vir die Vrystaat, 3 strafdoele vir Noord-Transvaal. Piet Pretorius het oorgestuur, Pote Human kom deur.
Going through.
Hy's nog gestraf hom.
Too quickly. You went too quickly.
Baie gestraf word in die laaste ruk. Andre Joubert, hy het nie veel beweegruimte aan die oorkant nie. Dion Oosthuizen het vinnig deurgekom. Nie ver nie, maar is veilig. Noord-Transvaal het die lynstaande Woensdag teen die Weselike provinsie 25-11 gewen. Verloor om hierdie keer Henty Martens onder geweldige druk.
Scrum down.
Ja, Noord-Transvaal het vorentoe beweeg. Hier 'n indrukwekkende skram deur die Vrystaat. Pote Human het afgeneem. Hy word agterna gesit deur naas Botha. As die ondersteuning daar. Na die oorkant toe. Andre Kloek het bal op die bal. Swakkerige aanskeef van Pote Human. Vrystaat soek hom. Henty Martens probeer hom kry. Noord-Transvaal ontkant. Strafskop aan Vrystaat.
Weer eens is gevolg van 'n baie goeie skram van die Vrystaat dat hulle vir Noord-Transvaal van die bal afgedruk het. Pote Human onmiddellik vorentoe gebas het. Ver en veld gewen het. En Vrystaat het van daardie punt af die bal verder kon bemeester het nie, maar 'n strafskop nou aan hulle toegeken met Andre Joubert.
Daar is Joubert wat die skopwerk nou by Jannie De Beer oorgeneem het. Weer wat so 'n bietjie gesukkel het. Ja, dit is nie maklik die vasstrap nie. Joubert van die kantlyn af van die oorkant. Ja, plaas omhoog, skitterende skop.
Baie goeie skop. Andre Joubert met die linkervoet van die linkerkant van die veld, wat eintlik sy moeilike skop vir hom is, maar die bal is suiwer deur die pale. En belangrike 3 punte by vir die Vrystaat wat nou 14-9 voorloop.
Dis die skoot daar van die Vrystaat se reserves met ook Frans Cronje.
You got 10 meters. What do you want?
Ja, bal het nie 10 terug getrek nie. 34 minute wat oorbly om te bepaal wie volgende week eindronde toe gaan om Suid-Afrika se gesogte Karibeker kroon stryd te gaan uitspook met Transvaal. En hier kan nog baie dinge gebeur vanmiddag. Goeie skram deur Noord-Transvaal, wen 'n vaskop. Naas Botha. Van geen kanse waag nie, Jacques Olivier is vinnig, Beneke moet terugval.
Goeie skram deur Noord-Transvaal hierdie keer. Vrystaat het reeds die bal bemeester. Vrystaat van die bal afgedruk. En op die wyse 'n vaskop gekom, en daar is baie goed vorentoe gespeel met 'n rolskop. Noord-Transvaal sterk in die aanval geplaas.
Eintlik verrassend dat die Vrystaaters wat tot dusver so goed geskram het, daardie een afgestaan het, maar dit is soos dit gaan. André Kloete, wat baie hard in die lyn staan is. Speel natuurlik nou flank. Bote Iman, Henty Martens, André Joubert, dis nie 'n maklike ene nie. Hoogboek aan sy kop. Gerbrand Grobler.
Breaking through too quickly. The line out, offside of the line out.
Hy was 'n oortreding in die lyn staan deur Noord-Transvaal.
He was at the bike, crack through the line and touch.
Noord-Transvaal deur die lyn staan gebreek in die onkant posisie.
Balle soek en dan kry André Bester dit. En geleentheid vir André Joubert dan om druk te verlig. Hulle is binnekant sy kwart gebied.
The previous penalty against Boca.
Goeie verligtingskop deur André Joubert.
Same story.
Dus die spel wissel nou baie vinnig van die een kant van die veld na die ander kant.
Ja, Nick, en ek weet nie, 'n mens moet nou seker, mens kan seker nie objektief wees nie, maar dit is tog vir my of ons skoppers in Suid-Afrika die bal baie verder skop as van die oorsese spelers. Maar kom ons hou vir Olie Schmidt op. Skutte het oorgestuur, Johan Roux. Jane van François Du Plessis, Philip Skutte, Noord-Transvaal, lyk indrukwekkend. Skutte van grond toe, Roux het dit. Martens trek neer, Piet Pretorius deur 'n gaping, is die ondersteuning daar. François Du Plessis, André Bester het skitterend verdedig.
Baie goeie draai.
In the cooler, putting the boot.
Een van die Vrystaaters wat koelkas toegestuur word, tikskoppie deur naas Botha, na Olie Schmidt wat lelik aanslaan. Vrystaat het 10 keer teruggeval nie.
Helemaal correct hier die skeieregter. Die Vrystaaters boog van daardie afstand dood en agter die doellynstelling in te geneem het toe naas die spel begin het.
Dis en as dit Pieter Miller lyk dit vir my wat daar agter die doodlyn sit. Hy wat koelkas toe gestuur is. Botha het gestel 14-9 in die stadium en hy kan weer eens van Noord-Transvaal steeds binne terug afstand hou. Botha goed getref. Hy het teleurgesteld met homself.
Die bal rakelings regs vir die regter reg op paal verby. Volle geleentheid vir Noord-Transvaal om punte aan te teken wat daarmee heen is.
As 9 minute verstreke, 31 wat oorbly. Joubert weer wegkom hier van sy kwartgebied af. Dan stellige lange verwag van Gerbrand Grobler, tensy besluit om te hardloop. Ja, dit gaan heeltemal veld in. Janie de Beer, hier na die diskant toe en 'n leeg kolletjie, wat gaan hy maak? Is tekende stop van Janie de Beer.
Nie baie goeie skop van Gerbrand Grobler nie, wat baie tyd gehad het om in sy lynskop in te kry en afstand te kry in die hande van Janie de Beer, maar dit die bal goed gebruik en met 'n rolskop Vrystaat op die aanval plaas.
So lyk dit 5 punte verskil in die stadium. 15 tree van Noord-Transvaal se doellyn af. Olie Schmidt. Bote iemand, Henty Martens. Wow, by Janie de Beer verby, ook by Jonas Schippers verby. Brendan Venter het herstel. Vrystaat soek hom, Henty Martens. Na Bote iemand. André Bester speel baie hard. Vrystaat soek die losbal.
It's come down. It's come down. Team moving forward.
Byna die bal wat daar deur die Vrystaaters geweldig hard agtertoe geslinger is. Dit nie baie maklik onder beheer gekry nie en so byna die Noord-Transvaalers daarmee weggekom. Martens na de Beer. Kom 'n skepskop van hom. En hy's daar.
Belangrike punte vir die Vrystaat op hierdie stadium wat hy met 17 punte teenoor 9 voorloop. Janie de Beer wat moes vassteek, terugdraai en die skepskop laag oor die pale stuur. Baie belangrik vir die Vrystaat wat nou met 8 punte voorloop.
Hier 'n tikskopie deur Naas Botha, kry hom in die hande na Eva Meyring, word verdedig deur die Vrystaaters wat agtertoe. Nee, dit is tog vorentoe.
Advantage.
Daar was die skop. Ja, 12 minute verstreke, 17-9.
Get it in, get it in, get it in.
Transvaal wat hierdie keer baie goed skram.
From beyond, same ball again, freestyle ball.
Transvaal wat hierdie tweede helfte beter skram. Andre Joubert gaan hom probeer terugjaag daar na die oorkant toe. Effektief.
Goeie besit deur Vrystaat en 'n baie goeie rolskop deur Andre Joubert wat die plek op loskakel kom inneem het en met die rolskap Vrystaat weer op die aanval plaas.
Didn't go 5 meters.
Ja, die Transvaal wat vinnig wil wegspring, maar die bal het nie 5 tree getrek nie.
The ball has to travel 5 meters.
Baie foute vanmiddag gemaak, daar is al direk uitgeskop. Balle wat nie 10 tree getrek het nie, hierdie keer is dan die 5 tree ingegooi nie, albei spanne. So lyk die scrums.
Kom, breek man, breek.
Baie gelyk op in hierdie stadium.
Hier is die merk. Hier is die merk.
Ja, het lyk of daar een van die manne is wat 'n probleem het, maar dis Ruben Kreer wat nader geroep word. Martens, de Beer. Die gaan hom in die hande kry, dit lyk of het Noord-Transvaal is. Janie Klaasens, Dion Oosthuizen aan die oorkant. Andre Joubert gaat hom laat spring en het is fataal. Want Noord-Transvaal wen omtrent 70 treeveld.
Is die spel wissel baie van die een kant aan die ander kant. Dit is Noord-Transvaal wat sterk op die aanval kom met 'n skop vorentoe deur Dion Oosthuizen. Wat Andre Joubert nie kon bemeester het nie en oor die kant fyn uitspring.
Vallende posisie, dit is nie meer as so 10 tree van die Vrystaaters se doellyn af nie. Hulle ingooi. Wat iemand Andre Kloete het oorgestuur. Opgetel in die lyn staan.
Lifting. The guys who touched the ball.
Ons kyk of ons kan sien wat daar gebeur het.
On the 15.
Ja, lyk nie so nie, maar dis Gerbrand Grobler wat dan van pale toe mik. 17-9, daar's 14 minute verstreek in hierdie tweede helfte. Die Noord-Transvaalers 3 strafdoele tot in hierdie stadium. 2 daarvan deur Gerbrand Grobler, 1 deur Naas Botha en is veral hierdie man wat in hierdie stadium met 'n 100% slaagrekord spog. Gaan hy dit hierdie keer doen. Kyk 'n bietjie in teen die son. Baie goeie grondskoot. Grobler met die linkervoet. En daar's 3 punte by.
Goeie skop deur Gerbrand Grobler wat net aan die binnekant van die regte regelpaal deel deur krul en Noord-Transvaal is met 5 punte agter op hierdie stadium.
En meneer Eugene van Wyk, daar gaan seker baie dinge in sy gedagtes aan. 15 minute verstreke, 5 punte verskil. Sien die erns daar. Miskien ook so 'n bietjie kommer, maar sy span speel goed. De Beer. Botha. Wat 'n rugby seisoen, wat 'n Curriebeeker seisoen was dit nie hierdie nie. Dikwels witplank gery, Botha. Andre Joubert, hy is binnekant sy kwartgebied. Sluit om te hardloop. Volg het op. Wie is eerste daar? Joubert nog steeds. Bijna gekeerd deur naast Botha, maar is steeds Joubert. Kantlyn wat wen. Joubert wat van binnekant sy kwartgebied begin het met hierdie beweging. Bijna soos die een daar teen die Barbarians, of vir die Barbarians teen die skotte.
Andre Joubert baie goed gespeel. Hy het gesien daar is 'n oop goal. Daar was net twee Noord-Transvaalse verdedigers. Hy het 'n oop goal geplaas en weer aangeslaag om beheer van die bal te kry voor te geskop en Vrystaat weer sterk die aanval te plaas.
Come across. Forward. Hold it, just hold it. Guys, I want it open. Keep your side of the flag.
Vrystaat styger voor, dan Makwas van der Walt, Seil en André Kloete. Henty Martens, Jannie de Beer, Brendan Venter, Pieter Miller, uitstekende verdediging deur Noord-Transvaal. Vrystaat wil hom uithaal. Noord-Transvaal verwoed klim hulle daarin. Weer de Beer wat het kry, gaan kleintjie toe na Pote Heeman, na Andre Joubert. Vir Ewen Skeepers. Skeepers bietjie teleurgesteld. Voel dat Joubert dalk die bal vir hom is gegee.
Andre Joubert is baie naby en die kantlyn daar, moontlik daarom die skop. Maar ek dink hy moes miskien vir Skeepers in besit gestel het daar.
Ja, die manne is besig om hulle self te organiseer en te reorganiseer. Goed gespring deur Andre Kloete. Vrystaat het met die voorspelers speel. 2-3 tref van die doellyn af. Henty Martens, Jannie de Beer, Pote Heeman hier in die agterlyn. Wat gaan hy maak? Is nog steeds Heeman goed verdedig weer deur Noord-Transvaal. Vrystaat soek die losbal, gaan hom kry. Henty Martens, Pieter Miller, kan hy deurkom? Lyk nie so nie. Vrystaat soek hom nog steeds. Jannie de Beer wat van hom toe gebring word, feitelik op die doellyn.
Die skeieregter wat daar gewag het vir voordeel, een van die Noord-Transvaalers op by die punt van afbreek, waar Pote Heeman die bal gehad het, het op die kant gegaan, het oor die bal geval. Vrystaat het die skeieregter gewag het, Vrystaat die voordeel gegee. Hulle kon nie oor die doellyn kom vir 'n 3 nie en die word teruggeroep vir die strafskop reg voor Noord-Transvaal se paal.
Vrystaat wat verwoed aangeval het, maar die Noord-Transvaal se verdediging hier in die middelveld, die is rotsvas. Joubert vir die Vrystaat al 977 punte aangeteken. Hierdie een is tussen die paane deur. Weer 3 belangrike punte wat bykom.
Die wedstryd of die spanne ry so witplank 2012 is op hierdie stadium nog 20 minute oor op te gaan of geen sin se wentelling nie.
En 8 punte verskil. Naas wat so 'n bietjie met die skeieregter gesels, naas Botha. Diep deur Botha. Jannie de Beer.
Vrystaat speel veilig. Maak liewers die spel dood om weer te kan begin op die 25 meter.
Ja, dit is natuurlijk weer diep daar in die hande van Gerbrand Grobler.
Carry on.
Bal met die kop gestamp. Skeieregter sê baie duidelik carry on. 'n hoë goed raakgevat deur Ruben Kreur. Noord-Transvaal wil afneem. Ollie Schmidt, baie prominent. Baie goeie skop. Ja, dat is so bijna 20 minute wat verstreke is in hierdie tweede helfte. 20 minute wat oorbly. Vrystaande daar die 20-12 voorsprong. 2-3 gedruk tot in hierdie stadium. En dit is 20 uiters belangrike minute wat oorbly. En wie gaan as oorwinnaars van die veld afstap?
Andre Kloete doing very well at the front of the line out. Henty Martens with a little dummy. You can see that's good control by Free State. Francois Duplessis trying to just lend his weight in there to make it a difficult one.
Back into your guys' obstruction. Can't use a wall to go back in.
Well, that was a bad mistake by Free State there because they had control of the ball. But Mr. Rogers just judging that they were using the men in the front as a battering ram. So, the fourth chance for Gerbrand Grobler, successful with 3. So he's full of confidence with his place kicking.
the 100% record there from Krobler, but a big load on his shoulders with this kick. The difference, 8 points at this stage of the match. It will be reduced to 5, and so important for him to get this over. He is kicking from his favourite side of the field. Nas Botha, we've seen, has had a little bit of an up and down day with his kicking today. Krobler, the 100% record.
A lot of pressure on Gerbrand Krobler, because this is absolutely vital to Northerns that they get within those 5 points. Has he curled it in? It's beautifully judged. It's a great kick. Well, Gerbrand Krobler is very happy with that. 5 penalties to Northern Transvaal. And on the scoreboard reading 19 minutes to go to decide who's into the final against Transvaal. De Beer using the deep one again. Krobler. He always kicks it very well when he moves up the field, and this is a good one.
Well, you, Blayton, early on you made the comment that one wonders why Jannie de Beer is choosing to kick deep from those kickoffs at the halfway line, because really he's being sent back with interest. And once again, a tremendous kick there by Gerbrand Krobler back into the Free State half of the field. Pressure once again on the white jersey Free State players.
You see the strain on Piet Bester's brow there. He's been very strict on lifting. Johan Steger at the front of the lineup. That's a new ploy by Free State, and well played. Piet Pretorius went diving for the charge down there. One of the interesting things for young players to remember, that when you get into the A section of the Currie Cup, the big difference is the difference in pace. And the game just from schoolboy level up through into the under-20s, up to First League. When you play in the more junior provincial sides, the pace always just gets that metre quicker. Piet Pretorius, I think, just hurt himself as he went into Jannie de Beer, as Jannie de Beer made that previous
just want some water, that's all you need.
Well, Pretorius, of course, doesn't have fond memories of injuries on this field, and the last time he played, yeah, of course, he suffered a tremendous bout of concussion, but on this occasion it looks like he's just taken a bit of a knock in his mouth, on his nose, and one feels sure he'll take his place again. There was the kick from Jannie de Beer, and of course de Beer's boot just catching Pretorius, and good defensive work there by the Northern Transvaal flank forward.
Tapped back by Adolf Milan, well cleaned up there by Willie Schmidt. You see how he got under the tackle. Free State will have to lead that ball nicely out to Botha. This is F.A. Meyering. Jannie Claessen's the big man on the run. Well, he was held there by Ruben Kreur, held up Botha Fourie. Taken on there by Adolf Milan. This is good play by the big lock forward. Northern Transvaal forwards getting going nicely. Roo again. This is Piet Pretorius. Can he charge over the advantage line? Yes, as he gets it back to Botha Fourie again in the play. Difficult man to bring down. He's brought down by Kruger. This is a good pass. This is a good period of play for Northern Transvaal. And Nas gets it to F.A. Meyering. Can he find Jacques Olivier? Yes! Beautifully played there. Meyring's running off the ball was exceptionally good. Olivier had run himself into a terrific position, and Jannie de Beer in all sorts of distress.
Northern Transvaal playing Free State at their own game, and the initial driving from the forward, some beautiful running by the backs, and as you Blayton said, in particular F.A. Meyering, lovely running off the ball. There was the drive on initially by the Northern Transvaal forwards. Adolf Milan it was. Then Piet Pretorius saw a little gap on the inside, came flying through. The pass back was picked up by Botha Fourie. Just look how well he stayed on his feet. Turned when he went down, and then the pass out. Nas Botha initially thinking of giving a little drop kick, but lovely running into the gap there by F.A. Meyering, and ultimately Jacques Olivier making sure he was inside his man just to go over reasonably far out.
This to put Northern Transvaal in the lead. Gerbrand Krobler is good.
Well, this last quarter of the game, as Nas Botha just shakes Gerbrand Krobler's hand there, is a time when Northern Transvaal are always at their most dangerous in any match, and their discipline and their tremendous driving force of their forwards and inventive play of their backs very often coming into play. full marks to them as well for being able to be in this situation after playing that match on Wednesday.
Well, this is a terrific period of play. You see how Naaspoorter just held onto the ball until F. Meyering had run himself into the game. Jacques Olivier himself did very well to run himself close to F.A. Meyering, and you saw there how Eben Skeepers went over on top of Jannie de Beer, hurting his shoulder. The good news for the Free Staters is that Jannie de Beer is taking his position up again. First time in the game that Northern Transvaal have been in the lead. Will they relax a little now? Martins, De Beer, the tap ahead, there's nobody there. Peter Miller comes on the chase, the bounce to Jannie de Beer, couldn't gather it in. Ruben Clear goes for it. In goes Marquas van der Walt. Can they get it back as Peter Miller wins possession? Francois Duplessis also in there for Free State. There it comes back to Henty Martins as he tries to wrestle it free. Getting it to Jannie de Beer, couldn't hold on.
Offside, no advantage.
Offside, Northern Transvaal, the penalty to Free State. The referee's taken them right back to about 12 metres inside the Northern Transvaal half.
Offside. Jack's offside, Masters offside.
Well, that was good advantage play by referee Rogers there. The game went on for a long period after that initial offside position there by the Northern Transvaal backline, and well, some lovely driving play by the Free State forwards, but back they came, and here's the chance for Andre Joubert to regain that lead for Free State. 1 point the difference.
Well, how's this for pressure? He likes it, he's turned and just, he turned to run back, but it must have just drifted away. So Northern Transvaal still in the lead. Naaspoorter just passing that ball to Fabian Grobler as the Northern's players ran onto him. This is a chance for Joubert to open up again. And it just touched the Northern's player there as Joubert kicked it ahead, so it's the Free State put in at the line out. Not an awful lot of spectacular backline play in this afternoon's game, but I assure you it's very tight, it's interesting, and it's awfully tough. Kluter doing well at number 2. He ran around from number 4. Lovely pass from Henty Martins. This is Brendan Venter. Joubert again. Peter Muller, and again around comes De Beer, and the knock-on. The referee called it. Jacques Olivier was off after it like a hair.
Well, the Free State backs running slightly across the field on that occasion, and a requirement for that particular move, but not gaining any ground and staying behind the advantage line. Good defensive work by the Northern Transvaalers.
Now, what will Free State conjure up this time as Puerto Himan feeding Martins that time? Bit of a mix-up as Eben Skeepers gets one of his occasional touches of the ball. He's an elusive man. This is Ruben Krier. He must retain. He's very strong. Can he stay on his feet? Yes, but he's brought down eventually. And that's playing the ball on the ground. Former SA Schools captain Ruben Krier, who came through very strongly there. He was tackled by Piet Pretorius, and then Pretorius played the ball.
And that's really what has been required of Free State in this half, and has been sadly lacking, and that's the initial drive forward, get over the advantage line, retain possession, and well, on that occasion, Piet Pretorius and Portefeuille both playing the ball on the ground, and another chance for Joubert. He must have memories of last week, that Western Province match, when he was not able to convert those last couple of penalties towards the end of the match.
Well, you're quite right, Gavin. He kicked 6 out of 7 at that stage. What has he done now? He turns back and he loves it. Free State, can you believe it, are back in the lead. Frobler kicking deep, and Joubert content to just let it roll over the dead ball line. I tell you, there's not an awful lot of noise in this grandstand in front of us. I think the people are so scared and so tense that they've forgotten their voices.
Well, as you said, also the players out there, it's a very tense situation for them, and all it takes is just one penalty goal, and once again Northerns would be in the lead.
See Andre Yubert with that little grubber kick out. Jacques Willefeur, who's really developed very nicely as a wing player for Northerns, and the penalty this time to Northern Transvaal. Also Free State playing the ball on the ground.
Move away from the ball.
Well, it was Pitt Bester that found himself in an uncompromising situation, falling over the ball and unable to release himself. Well, Bladen, you were talking about pressure just now. How's this one for pressure?
Well, it certainly is Fabrant Krobler, who's been successful all 5 of his kicks, as we see that again as Pitt Bester. Now he rolled over the ball. You see he's got a roller. The referee came up and said, you've got to roll away from the ball. You can see the referee's hand still up. Worried Nas Boerter in the background there. He's holding his breath, as are thousands of Northern Transvaal supporters, not only in the ground but north of the Yukskay and all over the country. Is this going to be good? He's hit it well. It could be good. The flags are up and Northern's back in the lead.
Fantastic temperament from the Northern Transvaal fullback, and he's had a really good game today, very seldom missing touches, showing lots of enterprise, and of course that 100% kicking record.
Andre Kluter onto Jannie Claessens very quickly. Jannie Claessens cleverly rolling away from the ball. Brendan Venter is in there. Penalty to Northerns.
Offside. Offside. That's coming from your side.
Nas Boerter will be just content to boot this back into Free State territory. Wants to make sure of his touch at this stage of the game. He's certainly done that. Just 7 minutes to go as Andre Bester gets it to Henty Martins. They have to follow that one quickly. De Beer with a kick ahead. Willefeur on the bounce, favouring Free State that time. Yanni De Beer got a bit of a scrappy ball there and just had to hack for touch.
No problem.
And the bounce really favouring them.
Free State, come across, guys.
Well, Free State certainly can expect to get more pressure as well. Clean line out ball here, and one feels sure that Nas Boerter will be hoisting the ball high into Free State territory.
Tapped back by Piet Pretorius. Onto them quickly was Puerto Heeman. That's exactly what Gavin was saying Nas would do. Bianca will have to open this up a little bit. The Northern Transvaal have spread out. And that one coming off the side of your Bear's boot a little bit, but still safe enough. But not deep enough into Northern Transvaal territory to ensure 3 points should they get a penalty. 6 minutes to go. In fact, it could be even 5 because it's 6 minutes to go on the stadium clock, and there was a minute slow in the first half. Good jump by Adolf Milan as he gets it back and taken on by Philip Spitter. I'm sure Nas Boerter will just want to boot it and now to attempt to drop. If this goes over, it would be a magnificent kick. But he's quite happy with it. Obviously would have preferred the 3 points, but the fact that Free State now have to reform and restart from the 22. It was interesting earlier on that Andre Yubert didn't boot it out as he has done for most of the game, boot it out of Free State territory, but there's 3 Northern Transvaalers right up on the 22. Now what will Boerter do this time as all the Free Staters have hung back waiting for the kick? It's Henty Martins who gets Yubert. Seeing that there was a little bit of a gap. The Northern Transvaal is spreading out extremely well. They're just covering the field. There's no room for them to run.
Well, a very good defensive situation there for Northern Transvaal. They just positioned them in such a way that if there was a counter-attack by Andre Joubert, they would certainly have it well covered. And as soon as he started running after getting that pass from Henty Martins, Uli Schmidt and Piet Pretorius very quickly across there. And still pressure on Free State.
Now can Henty Martins clear the ball? It comes slowly to Yanni De Beer. This is a vital up and under for Cabron Krobler as he goes charging in, so does Brendan Venter. Now what can Free State make out of this? Referee was waiting for advantage. Andre Bester it was who lost his footing, and now the put into Free State. Well, will Yanni de Beer go for the drop kick? And I tell you what, they'll carry him off this field shoulder high if he gets a drop over now. You see how alert Nas Buerta is at the side of the scrum. Buerta Ferry is also there, wanted to get onto De Beer very quickly. De Beer is giving the pass out there to Andre Yabert as he comes dancing through, loses possession. Referee again waiting for advantage. Northern's put in.
A solid defence there once again by Northern Transvaal. F.A. Meyering and Yannick Claessens, after perhaps an initial misunderstanding early in the match, when both of the Northern Free State tries were scored through lapses in the midfield, but solid defence there by them.
Well, when Northern Transvaal lost to Free State here and then lost to Natal at Loftus Versfeld, things looked really ominous for Northern Transvaal, and it looked almost as if they were out of the Currie Cup running as Jurgen Skeepers just took his eyes off the ball. Well, you can't get much closer than that. But full marks to Northern. As I said, there have been a couple of peculiar results this season. Every game has been anybody's game. And now, of course, the big talking point is, will Yanni de Beer go for poles? As Brendan Venter rushes over with advice, all the Free State players around Puerto Himan giving him the advice as Puerto Ferry looks very disappointed with the decision by the referee, but who wouldn't be, particularly if you're a Northern Transvaal or a Northern Transvaal supporter? The big thing is, can Yanni de Beer, well, he said he's not going to make the ground. I think he might have. And that's not out either. Buerta. And the tackle there by December. Jurgen Skeepers, who ran through and made the tackle on Nas Buerta, and he dropped the ball as he went down in the tackle. Actually surprised, Gavin, that Yanni de Beer didn't have a go. The other thing, of course, one must remember that it was in a very muddy part of the field, so he would have had to have his left foot firmly placed. Maybe if Yanni de Beer can kick a drop kick now, the decision was right. The Free State backs preferring to run with it as Brendan Venter almost lost it forward, but Northern's winning the ball. Johan Roux, I don't think he'll mind if this goes directly into touch, but it doesn't. Dion Westhuizen has come on the chase very quickly. Andre Yabert is back. There was little else he could do.
Well, it wasn't only Dion Westhuizen, but Jacques Willefeuille had come across from the left wing as well to apply that pressure onto Andre Yabert. Good chase there by both the Northern Transvaal wings, and well, getting them once again into an attacking position. And this is where Northern Transvaal, of course, are at their most dangerous. Right in the last quarter, lots of pressure on Free State.
Well, Northerns will be content, and the experienced men, Uli Schmidt and Puerto Ferry, will be content to take as much time as they possibly can over this line out. Adolf Malone could be the vital man, as you see there. It was Dennis van Zyl who got the tap ahead for Free State. Penalty to Northern Transvaal, and I think that could be the ball game. I don't think Northern Transvaal are going to take much less than the minute allowed to take this penalty, and then we've left into referee's injury time. You hear him saying there, 1 minute injury.
Yeah. Dion!
Cabron Krobler hasn't as yet. You see, he called up Dion Westhuizen there. Now we see the misdemeanor by the Free Staters. The referee had already blown for the penalty. So it's going to be the hero of the day, Cabron Krobler. 6 out of 6 kicks at goal. Magnificent record. And if he makes it 7, it will certainly make sure that Northerns win the game, although I'm sure now that Eugene van Beek there, you see, is a happy man. He's been through cigarettes. It looks like he's now going through a packet of chewing gum. Keep your head down. He did that beautifully. 3 more points to the hero of the day. The Northern Transvaalers can now, I think, afford to relax, but the game is still on.
And there we see into the 45 first minute of the second half. Well, here's the kickoff from Jabir. One wonders if he'll keep it short.
Free State were last in the final in 1981. The ball was knocked on by Free State. A scrum down to Free State. It was knocked on by Northern Transvaal. Uli Schmidt who went charging in there. Last move of the game. Free State will have to conjure up something here. Can we see some magic from their two highly talented young centres?
Sub it in again. Came out.
Well, if it doesn't go in again, we just could have the fact that the referee will say, hey, hold on a second, that is full time. So Free State will want to feed the scrum pretty quickly. See Uli Schmidt going for the heel against the head. Difficult ball for Henty Martins. Now they must keep it alive. What is going to happen now? Yanni de Beer with that huge up and under. Will this be a repeat of the Free State situation? Gerbrand Groble is right up there. He couldn't make the mark, but Pieter Fourie doing extremely well to retain the possession. And the Northerns aren't. Look how just elated they are. Eugene van Beek absolutely delighted. He's dragged there by Bobby Myburg, the forwards coach. Bobby Myburg, who a month ago said to me, Huey, I think it's all over, but can you believe it? Northern Transvaal are in the final, and the final is going to be at Loftus Versfeld. And Naas Botha, an absolutely delighted captain. You can see those 7 busloads of Northern Transvaal supporters have come teeming down here to the Free State Stadium. They haven't been disappointed, and they certainly haven't been disappointed, Gavin, by that man, Gerbrand Groble.
Well, he's certainly our man of the match, I think, and we haven't really chosen one, Hugh Blayton, but certainly he's played extremely well today, and I think Northern Transvaal, as a team, showed a lot of character today, coming from behind after those 2 initial blows early on in the match, and there's the man of the match, Pieter Fourie coming off with him, and Pieter Fourie himself, also one of the 4 players in the Northern Transvaal side, other side of 30 years of age, but